welcome you to this review and preview video of the Italian Serie A, which we do, as we always do, with the assistance of this Betmaster tool, which compiles you all the prices, compiles the probabilities for the outcome. The reciprocal is the true price. In case the market price is higher than the true price, there is an indication. Quite a long road to get there, because the evaluation of the teams are not a given, not a fixed thing, not something that you can simply compile by the results. Instead, what I'm doing is update them week by week with the update factor. Zico, thanks for the follow. So this update process is already one that others do not apply, and it's raising the complexity also with a not fixed update factor that you have to use or that you can set yourself, but that's not a given, and still that makes it somehow individual, and still you can do manual adjustments to your settings, which may sound, well, now it's getting too complicated, I'm not going to use it, but you will go and learn it, and as soon as you manage to take those needed steps in understanding and in usage handling and so on, but as soon as you've done those, you've taken those, then you are able to compile everything all on your own and get your own bets you squeeze out of the tool, also on the markets you want to bet on, the bookmakers, wherever you can, at the brokers, also on wherever you can bet, and you just have this standalone whenever you have the time to do it, and you are autark, it's called in German. You can do it everything on your own. You don't need any assistance by any platform or anything. You just can do it all by yourself. You just have to take a few steps that to make you understand, or to, yeah, the usage, understanding, and handling. And I wanted to take a review on those matches. And Empoli Spezia, I've gone for the X2, I'm sure. And here it did turn out Spezia took a point. I'm not absolutely certain that I said X or 2. Here we still have the wrong, I'm not getting back to these. We saw Empoli had been slight favorites at market. They had been clearly higher favorites. I recommended X2. And here it confirms that Empoli were the better side, even a bit better than expected by the statistical method, which I apply at the moment just for myself to even get better evaluations of the teams and of the games, to show it to you, and maybe, of course, provide some even better bets here for you. But you can rely on this is going to be implemented into the tool anytime soon, and then you will also have this extra ability to compile the games by stats, more or less. The stats are the shots, the corners, possession, passes, passing accuracy, and so on, dangerous attacks and things like that, which give you a better understanding. Sometimes the games end 1-0 and you say, well, did the better side win? And sometimes you find out, no, they didn't. It was the worst side that won. So all those things are going to come, but the level the tool is at the moment is already pretty high. Of course, I have to watch out a bit, not to get it too complicated, so people do not use it just for the sake of it's a little too much, although it would be needed or a welcome new feature functionality. Inter had been clearly better expected, they played clearly better, they won by this margin, so everything fine in this one. Juventus were a lot better, also they had been expected better, but they even played a lot better than that. They won, so it was a fair result. Genoa Lazio was a pretty high scoring game, other than expected, but still Lazio were the much better side, and they deservedly won, also with plenty of goals that had been kind of in the game and that had been coming too. Napoli were better. They were not as much better as expected. The statistical method would have said they are better 0.73 goals. The other method, the old one, almost 1 goal. So I may not have advised a bet on Napoli. They were half a goal better, still they lost the game. So in this case it was the wrong winner somehow, but Fiorentina took an early lead, so maybe they gave away possession and so on. Atalanta were expected to be half a goal better or even a bit more. They played half a goal better almost, but not quite, and still lost the game. So we have another bad result, or wrong result, also in the sense of football, because I think it happens too often that the better side lose, because it's just all a matter of who scores the first goal, and he's gonna win. Although we had a couple of confirmations here as well, that the right side won. Here Udinese were better, and as you see, it should have ended in a 1-2 more or less prediction all over here like that. And I'm not sure if I proposed Udinese, maybe in view of, well, these figures. We can compare it here as well. Udinese 229. If we would have had a 220, 230, something like that, we could have gone for it. Also in view of the statistical method, having a clearly higher advantage of 0.7 goals compared to 0.3 or 0.4. Roma were expected to be 1.5 goals better or even 2 goals better. They played 1.5 goals better. I saw this one. Roma turned it around very late on. They did deserve it, but Salernitana, I felt sorry for them because they were really fighting wholeheartedly. Still couldn't hold on to the point, and they were really like crying. And although I support Roma, I was feeling for them as well and hoped for them, but still Salernitana were really you could feel for them, and it's too late to little anyway. And here we may not have had a bet on, well, 135 would have been enough, so maybe I proposed this one even. Torino-Milan ended in a draw. It was an even game. It was expected like that. I may have proposed Milan, or I didn't in view of this, but here it would have been maybe the other indication on Milan, which I surely denied in view of that. So it was kind of a fair result, whereby still Milan were the slightly better side. And but it was no more than expected, rather less than that. Bologna took a deserved win over Sampdoria. They were expected to be better in the statistical method, even more better than that, and they played even more better than that. And we didn't quite get the price, whereby 245 would have been enough compared to this, and especially in view of the statistical method that had an even better chance for them. So we check out match day 33 now, and are going to compare with all the possibilities we have. Of course, Inter we will not have an indication, rather one on Spezia not to lose. And we check out this one with the statistical method, which also gives us an idea here in the kind of this predicting it. And it says Spezia even have slightly better chances. They are just 1.2 goals behind. Here they are 1.4 almost goals behind. So in case we had an indication on Spezia, we could go for them. And would you trust them? Of course you wouldn't. But 364 is like a decent price, but we all know that the title is at stake for Inter. They are level on points. They are better on, no, they are 2 points still behind, but a game in hand. So they are rather like, well, they would take over also in view of the goal difference. So it's very important for both of them. Well, we have to check out how Spezia are in the league table, and they should still be, well, 11 points. Yeah, that's pretty, well, too much a bit. They play a home game. Yeah, Inter are full focus yeah, doesn't sound like such a great one. Milan against Genoa could be pretty similar. Genoa had 8 games without a loss. Now they lost 2 in a row, I think, after they had a very long streak of not losing. Milan can't score a goal anymore, just a single one. Those 4 goals they scored in last 6, and actually they are really struggling. But Genoa lost their shape in this game in Verona. I watched this one. It was okay, their effort. Hard to score a goal these days. And anyway, so would we give them a chance? Well, we would, in case we get the price we need. And the statistical method would also tell us they are even a bit closer. It is like, Milan are not that strong, and they also showed us with just 4 goals in 6 games, which they scored. So we have to give it another shot here on Genoa not to lose this one. And there was another Friday already when it happened that both these sides, they played one after each other and they both couldn't win, also like against weaker teams a couple of weeks ago. So that reminds me that one of them dropped a point or didn't win, and then the other one could have taken over at the top, but they didn't manage either. Anyway, that well, Sassuolo computer wants now. Of course it wants them. And here it wants them even more, I can imagine. So would we like to support them in view of Cagliari are fighting for their lives, of course, to avoid relegation, in dire straits, but not yet relegated, while, of course, not they are on the safe place. But Sassuolo, really excellent. Another fantastic season they are playing. Not coming with a huge, big name, but somehow entering the areas here. And also with excellent efforts, which is proven by the statistical method as well. So we have a bet here as well on Sassuolo. Sampdoria Salernitana looks like a very good price on Sampdoria. Why would it be 185? I mean, I saw Salernitana really fighting for it and trying their best. But here it wouldn't confirm, so I'm happy to stay away, because I saw Salernitana play. They were okay, whereby now you could say it's just too long to go, right? It's too few games to catch up these many points. So I would not recommend then Sampdoria, whereby are they also in kind of trouble? They should be, at least they should not be fully safe yet. 16th place against 20th place. No, then I would, I mean, 29 points, that doesn't make them happy, but the statistical method says no, rather don't go for it. 185. Well, it's quite some margin, and how, well, that's too far away, right? No. So I'm just gonna skip that. In Udinese against Empoli, what do we have there? Well, we can't have a 215. No chance at all. If anything, we should give Empoli the chance. Once again on the road. In fact, the efforts confirm that they were good, but recently they fully lost their shape, and we can check it here. I don't know how many games they lost, or when did they even win a point. Well, draw, loss, draw, loss, draw, loss, loss, draw. Okay, anyway, did they win their points on the road? No, they didn't. They drew at home, they lost away. But in fact, there were strong opponents here. Fiorentina, they lost 1-0. Milan, they lost 1-0. Juventus, they lost 2-3. Sampdoria, okay, a lower one. So I wouldn't write them off then, whereby Udinese really impressed me. Also in the game at Napoli, that they shouldn't have lost, I would consider, although Napoli in second half turned it around. But just excellent shape, just a single loss in 7. But that still makes us makes it a bet for us, because markets sometimes overrates the the value of the most recent, if you, 2 fine wins, a lot better shape and so on, so then it's going a bit too low on this side. But of course I have to prove it, or everyone had to prove it. Fiorentina against Venezia, there's no indication really, or is it too low? But would we wish to support Venezia? 222.064. No, we wouldn't. Very welcome. I wouldn't wish to do that. Juventus against Bologna 136. Does this sound like a proper price? It's 159. Bologna won yesterday. What does the, and played well. What does this method say? We have a much better chance. So we have another pick here, whereby we all know that Juventus are going for the Champions League, are trying, so on. I'm not going to double check it here. It's another underdog we go for. It's just going too low, but it's Italy, and sometimes they have the focus towards the end of the season for the bigger sides that they are going to fulfill their needs or so. But this also went down a bit. This effect doesn't show so much most recently. Lazio, well, would partly be a bet. I don't want this. 171 doesn't sound right to me, and it's not at all here. It would even go with Torino. I'm gonna stay away from this one. Do we have a chance with Roma? Well, of course, I'm not fully convinced by them. And 191, or what is the other prices? 368, 399. 368, 399. It's marginally a bet, but just on Roma. Do we have a confirmation here? Yeah, we would have. So in fact, I needed to give it a go here with Roma win. I mean, Napoli also are not so also against Udinese when I saw them. So this is a long shot. It's an indication confirmed by the statistical method. It is the Roma that I still think also on the road they are a bit better, and so I can support them with some clear conscience. With a clear conscience. Here, no, Atalanta I would not wish to go for, and here we get a clear no, and it's far away, so we have no bet in this one. So I'm gonna stop the video here. And thank you very much. We have those indications, or I show them once again to close this video. I'm even gonna save them as predictions. You can follow me here when you find other save as predictions. Okay. And so it's pretty long shots, not a single price under 2.0, but you need less chance or less hits to make this work for you. And so now I'm gonna leave you here, and thank you very much for your attention. Bye bye, see you soon.